going to discuss about some chart patterns about support and resistance, right? On trend of the market. I mean, market trend. Today's I'm going to discuss about this. It will be helpful in your forex trading, stock market trading. It is applicable on all type of market, right? So let's start. So today's topic could be market trend, support and resistance, and chart pattern, right? So mainly there are three trend in the market. One is uptrend, second is downtrend, and third is range bound. Uptrend when how why it is uptrend? Because market is moving like this, right? So it is forming higher high. So this type of formation is called uptrend, means price is increasing. Right? And second is downtrend. This type of movement is downtrend, where market is forming lower low. Right? So you can say price is decreasing here. And third is range bound market, where price fluctuates within a range. Supposing this is 5 rupees and this is 10 rupees. So market will move in this fashion, right? So this type of market is called range bound market. Now you can ask me one question. So what is this higher high and higher low, right? So higher high, higher low, right? You can ask, wait a second, let me tell you one. Yeah. What is this higher high, higher low, right? So this is called higher high. This is called higher high. Means when price is increasing, the swing, the current swing closes above the previous swing, right? It is called higher high. Similarly, in lower low, this lower low is closes below its previous lower low. This type of formation is called downtrend market or lower low, right? Means in downtrend market, it is lower low. So I've discussed trend of a market. Now we are going to discuss about the support and the resistance. This is top, this is bottom. What happened? When you drop a ball, it rebounds, right? Like this. So what you what you understand with this, that this bottom is somewhat strong, right? So this is support and resistance. Especially what I'm saying, bottom acts as a demand point, right? Where demand point and top acts as a supply point, right? So demand means when price comes here, right? Supposing market is in a downtrend and market comes here, if it revert from this point, right, and it crosses its immediate lower high, here it will form like that, right? Supposing it crosses like that, this is the lower high, right? If it crosses this point, so you can assume that, yeah, this particular area is a strong demand region, right? So this is what it is. So I'll discuss it more about it in upcoming classes, but for now I think it is enough, right? So look, in a range bound market, right, this is support. But I have taken this picture from some website. So mainly try uh, try to draw body to body, right? So mainly in line chart, what happened na? In line chart, it gives you a good idea, but it is a range. Hmm. I- Range means it is a region support, not a it is a support, but SNR acts as a region. So when you use a candle, line chart is like this. You can see it in trading view or some other platform, right? So it's a region. line. When you see the line chart, na, I'm just associating that line chart with this candlestick. The the chart will look like this, right? It will act like this. But in candlestick, these weeks, right? These weeks are play important role. So while taking a trade, you put your stop. If you are buying from this point, you place your SL below these points, right? So now this is the rough idea I'm just giving. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the end of the class, right? So what is the definition of supports? So look, yeah, support is a price label, right? It's a price label. But downtrend, I have previously discussed it in the previous slide, right? So from where downtrend market pauses and then it concentrated on demand and just revert back from that point. So yeah, similarly for resistance, right? Resistance is a price label, like this is resistance, right? This from which trend of a market hold for some time, reverse from that point. Like this is the concept of ceiling, which I have just shown you in the in that animated graph, right? Animated picture where top was acting as a supply and this particular bottom was acting as a demand, right? So this is acting as a top means supply. If price comes here, it these particular point try to pushes the price below, right? So price decreases from this point. In uptrend, which I have just discussed, in uptrend, always try to buy, but keep in mind the higher time frame. If supposing you are buying from this point, right? You are trying to buy a stock from this point, but in higher time frame, this supposing this time frame is 15-minute time frame, and in 4 hour or 1 hour this is a strong resistance, so try to avoid this. If this is 2 3 point, don't take a trade from this point. Now try to take a trade from this point, right? And put your SL below this, so you are having this much of risk reward, right? Where you can play with 1:2, right? At least try to take 1:2 risk reward trade, right? So this is what it is. So I have just drawn this as a support resistance. Just I have given you the definition. So manually. So look, in uptrend market, uptrend and ranging market. This is it. It is in some channels, right? So you can see it is forming higher high because this swing is closes above this previous swing, right? So this is how it is. It look like. Now we are talking about chart pattern. Some chart pattern. So this is double bottom. Double bottom. Initially, price was decreasing from this point, right? Price was decreasing from this point and it went from this point to this point and then again revert, right? So you can plan a trade at this point if at this point some bullish pattern forms, like morning star, bullish engulfing, shooting star. This type of pattern means candlestick pattern. If you are considering, or if here this type of candle pattern is forming, then you can try to take a trade from this point to this point, or else this is a neckline, right? If price closes above this point and retraces like this and forms some bullish candlestick pattern, so you can try to take a trade from this point and put SL just below that candlestick pattern, right? And you should take a bullish trade from this point. So similarly, try to take a uh, bearish trade from this point. You, if some bearish pattern form like evening star, bearish engulfing, these type of pattern form, and once price break this neckline, retraces and forms some bearish pattern, you can also plan a trade from this point too, right? So this is called double bottom, this is called double top. It is saw this is forming in bottom. Once price makes a bottom here, it reverted and price started increasing similarly from this point, right? So definitely I'll discuss your doubt in the end of the class. So let me go through it. So another pattern is flag pattern, right? Flag and pennant. Flag is something, supposing price is in bullish pattern, right? In uptrend, and it forms like this. You have seen this type of pattern. I guess lots majority of you have seen this type of pattern. So this is called mm, flag pattern, right? So if price in is in uptrend, so you can plan a trade from this point. If supposing price is in downtrend, right? So yeah, if flag pattern form here, right? So once it breaks this particular level and retrace and form some bearish pattern over here, then you can plan a trade, and its target would be somewhere around this point to this point. Usually it happens, and its SL is very small, so you can take a trade from this point. And similarly, this is pennant pattern. Here price is moving in a parallel channel, but here it is something. Yeah, wait. Let me. If yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So pennant is what price squeeze from that point to this point. Once price started squeezing, there is a high chance it will break, right? So this type of pattern called pennant pattern. Similarly, first flagpole, its target would be somewhere around from this point to this point. Similarly, bearish pennant pattern, right? Now you can see. Yeah, this is the definition. I'll provide this slide to you, or you can easily note down from this point, right? So let me go through it. Uh, Let me erase this one. So you can, yeah, can write. Similarly, head and shoulder pattern. This region is called head. Supposing it is you. Yeah, this is you. Yeah, yeah. And this is like this. Yeah, price. This is head, and it's not necessary that price is always, or this pattern is always in this symmetric manner, right? Sometimes it may happen that look, uh, this is also a head and shoulder head and shoulder pattern, right? So yeah, sometime it will form like this. Look, price went break up this. So just for a standard case, I have considered this, but this is how it is, right? So you can plan your trade from this point, and try to consider if at the top of chart, right? If pattern over here are same, you can take a risk, but the best trade would be from this point. It, price break this point, retrace, and then if candlestick form as a some bearish pattern, then you can plan a trade from this point, right? Similarly, inverted head and shoulder, right? As I have just discussed, this is cup and handle pattern. So this is also a bullish pattern, right? So, but I would rather suggest to consider is a it this graph as a bullish flag pattern, right? where you can see, right? It is forming somewhere. You can associate this particular area as a flag pattern, right? Bullish flag pattern. Once it broke from this point in a lower time frame, it retraced, or then you can plan if some bullish pattern form hit at this particular point. You can plan your trade, right? 1:2 is the minimum target, but usually, generally, the target is this, right? So when it start breaking, you can plan your trade like this, but I would rather suggest go for 1:2. So this is how it was. The key point of learning: always calculate your risk before taking a trade. Don't take any trade in FOMO. Always first you should calculate your risk. So this is how it works. Try to follow the trend. I mean, always try to take in the direction of always try to take your trade in the direction of trend, right? You can also plan a trend in reversal, but I would rather suggest in your initial time, go with the trend, right? Know everything, but master one thing, right? So means you should know everything, uh, a bit of everything, but master any one setup and take a 30, 40, 50 trade on that particular setup, right? So it will give you a good idea. What is the benefit of that? This particular strategy is that you are not going to trap in greed, right? So this will prevent you from that point. And always update yourself, upskill yourself. Thank you so much for attending my class. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you so much.